dealing both sides of this game, obviously, because there is the Dolphins side of it, and the thought of them trying to win this game without their starting quarterback in Tua Tagovailoa, who they've said would play next week. What did that sort of say to you?
Well, even the words out of Tua, he said, listen, if they're in, he's playing no matter what. This hip injury I know that he's dealing with, obviously had hip surgery in college. Like, it kind of sounds like if he could play, if he had to play, he could, and he's not out there. So I think they're obviously don't have a great viewpoint of their odds, right, thinking that the Broncos win and they'll be out. But listen, I mean, this is a team against the Jets that should have beat them down in South Beach, right? This game went to overtime. They had to have a big comeback win, a drive in the final moments to win the game. That was with Tua. Now you're playing on the road with your backup quarterback. Listen, I think this is a tough matchup for them.
And we've talked about on this show about players playing for their head coach. I mean, you got a backup quarterback in there in Tyler Huntley. Although he looked good last week, I mean, I thought he looked very good in terms of just getting the ball to Tyreek Hill. They used Jonnu Smith very well. But still, Mike McDaniels has them playing well to the point where they still have a possibility. So you got to credit the head coach here, too.
Yeah, I think you got to credit their defensive staff. Anthony Weaver in particular, I think he's done a great job. You got a top 5 defense in Miami. But please, I think it's time the Jets show up, and they've been favored in 11 games this year and won 4. Let's get Aaron. Let him. If this is his last game with the Jets, let him go out, get the touchdown or whatever. There's no reason he shouldn't have a good day in
their best offensive performance of this year probably came against the Dolphins defense. So
let's talk about Rodgers for a minute here, okay? Aaron Rodgers is a polarizing figure. People have any number of opinions about him, and they're all entitled to them. The one thing that I think everyone agrees with, this is one of the greatest players in the history of the National Football League. Do we have a sense today could be the final time we see him as an NFL quarterback?
He sounded that way this week. Now, I would say it is difficult to predict the future of somebody that has a documentary named after them called Enigma. So you'd have
You keep saying that. It's Enigma. I've always heard the word pronounced Enigma. But okay, go on.
Well, Greeny, you're much smarter than I am. That's all I can say. You've got a better education.
It's not relevant to this, but
Enigma,
go ahead.
Enigma. Anybody who's got a documentary named after them,
yes.
Enigma is very difficult to predict. He sounded this week like a guy who was potentially playing his last game. Look, at the end of the season, you guys know this, there's a lot of people that feel worn down, emotional. A lot of people feel like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then they take a little break and they get away from it and clear their head mentally, which he's planning to do. And then they come back a little bit revitalized, right?
Yep.
So he could absolutely do that. And I do think that there will be an opportunity for him to play because he has played well enough and there are enough teams that need quarterbacks. So somebody may say, you know what? This is a guy that we could win with, and he's better than any option we have. So I think if he wants to play, there would be an opportunity. It may not be ideal. It may not be exactly what he wants, but I think there will be some type of opportunity for him if that's what he wants after his sabbatical.
Been in those team meetings where it's over and you're emotional. And I remember Bill Belichick saying, fellas, don't make any decisions within the next couple weeks. Take your time in terms of let everything settle down and all the emotions to settle down. And I'd like to say we're talking about someone that I'd like to say that it's important how you finish.
Yes.
But this is Aaron Rodgers, and this is a different type of guy, and we'll see what he decides.
I'll say this. I may be the only one at this table who watched Enigma. I've seen all of them. I'm telling you right now, this is not the way he envisioned his career ending. Because the overwhelming majority of that was shot before this season began. He was talking about John Elway walking off the field as Super Bowl champion in his last game and all that sort of thing. He does not envision going out this way. Now, if only we had someone here who, I don't know, was going to interview for the head coaching job of the Jets at some point in the next few days who might be able to answer some questions about Aaron Rodgers' future there. Do you think, all kidding aside, that there is a future? Let's say the Jets move on from him. There's not a lot of obvious reason for him to come back or for them to come back to him. Do you think there are teams out there that will be interested?
Oh, without question. I think he ends up playing. I mean, you're right. I mean, look, and just times that playing in New York and with all the expectations and all that, and who's it coming down on? It's been coming down on the player. Nobody else, not the coach, not, anybody else. It's coming down on the player. And so to me, I think when he steps away from it, he'll want to come back In no way does he want to leave that way.
I hope he keeps playing. Listen, how your career ends does matter. No one can take anything away from his Hall of Fame career. But listen, he did not envision it ending like this. And this is a guy that holds on to things, right? Like he is open. He has a chip on his shoulder. And again, to go to New York, Green Bay chose to move on from him. Listen, there will be open QB jobs next year. There aren't enough talented guys to go around.
There's also a guy that's had it his way the last couple years. Everything's gone his way in terms of who do you want here, what coaches, how do you want to run things, all that stuff. You can miss it mini camp and all of these things. If he's going to have to show someone that I'll do it your way. I'll do it your way because that's still good.
That's the whole thing.
There it is, right?
Is it going to be exactly the way that he has had it throughout the course of his career? Is there going to be somebody that's willing to turn over its franchise, or does he have to come in and compete, or is he going to be the guy that's a bridge guy? If a team drafts a quarter, how is it going to look? It's not going to look the way it's looked the last couple of years in New York with the Jets, with him having the type of voice and power that he's had here.
And
does he want to exactly? Does he want to handle that and accept that?
Do we think he is a Jet next year?
No. I don't
No,
think
absolutely
he is.
not.
Yep, I don't think so.
I
don't
this whole thing
either.
gets blown
I
out.
don't think it makes sense from either side at this point.
I would think there's a possibility of him being, I don't know how you let him just walk out the door.
Exactly.
Things are already there for him. I mean, he just has to tweak a few little things to show that he's willing to do what it takes to be there an entire year and put in the work to finish. I mean, I just think that you can't let players like this walk out the door because I still think there's good football in him.
I would say,
I think you can let a guy walk out the door when he's not committed to the team. And that, to me,
if that's the way he is, Rex, absolutely.
Well, you can't tell me that that hasn't been the case. I mean, this is a guy that wasn't at mandatory minicamp. Enough said.
In the meantime, our favorite feature is You Got Mossed. We are nothing without our guy Randy, but he's up and he's watching. BG, you ready for your maiden voyage?
I'm ready.
Who's up first? Alex.
I think I got this one. Let's start this thing off. Number 5, Rose Bowl, Ohio State, Oregon. Ohio State quarterback Will Howard is going to throw it up. And look at Jeremiah Smith coming up with a great catch. Look at the freshman phenom going up and over. Hey, Oregon Ducks, you know the words. You got balls.
Okay, let's go number 4. Bills, Jets, Josh Allen. How many of these throws has he made this year? Throws it up to Keon Coleman, who makes a great catch. Look at this throw by Josh Allen that puts it up where only Keon can get it. Hey, yo, Quincy Williams. Everybody, you know the words. You got balls. BG, you got number 3.
Hey, Joe Flacco throws it up to the corner of the end zone, and Alec Pierce goes up top to make the catch.
Ooh, that Alex
sit down. That boy, woo.
Ain't bad. That's one of Moss's favorite guys, that Alec Pierce.
Hey,
Jason Pinnock, you got balls.
Let's go to the Fiesta Bowl. Penn State and Boise State. Drew Aller will be a first-round pick someday. Tyler Warren might be, too. Look at the tight end go up there and make the catch. To a spectacular season he's having and the spectacular play. Hey, Ty Benefield, you got balls.
Number 1, we got to go back to the Jets-Bills game. Josh Allen, MVP, throws it up there against Look up there, Amari
What a
Cooper.
catch.
Are you kidding me? This catch is absolutely crazy right here. And poor Brandon Eccles. You know the words.
We got balls. Absolutely. Randy's up and watching. We miss him every
Thinking about
week.
you, Randy.
And we can't wait till he's back here watching. In the NFL today, it's not just about the playoffs. There's a lot of straight cash, homie, also up for grabs. And that brings us to Shefty, who is going to lead the way.
What are we doing?
That's right.
All right.
So I'm like, okay, here we go. Well, let me say this. Anytime we can mention Morton a segment and we can do a segment that Randy Moss loves, it's a great day here at ESPN on Sunday Countdown. So we're going to start, and we're going to basically say the incentive and see if the guy has a chance to get it. And Teddy, we're going to start with Cortland Sutton, who has 983 receiving yards and needs 82 today to get to $500,000. Does he get it, Teddy?
That's a big number. But you got the Chiefs backup he's going against, and you got a head coach that is aware. Sean Payton knows these things, so I'm going to say straight cash, homie, to Cortland Sutton. He gets that $500K.
Hey, let's go.
$500K.
Go.
There you go. All right, Alex.
Yeah.
Patriots running back Antonio Gibson has 683 scrimmage yards. He needs 117 yards today for $500,000. Straight cash or no cash, homie?
Man, this is my old teammate, Adam Antonio. I love him. He's a baller. I'm going to go no cash.
No!
homie
No
on
cash,
this.
homie.
I hope he gets it, $500K. But the truth is, he just doesn't get enough carries. Ramondre Stevenson gets the bulk of them. I hope he does, but I'm going no cash, homie.
All right, Greeny.
Okay.
Josh Allen has never won the MVP, but if he wins the MVP this year, he cashes in on $1.5 million incentive. So, Greeny, straight cash or no cash, homie?
Straight cash, stone cold lead pipe lock. Alex, give him your money. I guarantee you Josh Allen wins this award. It is a dead, flat-footed tie between him and Lamar Jackson as far as who deserves this award. MVP is a narrative. Lamar has won it twice. This is Josh Allen's turn. He will win the MVP straight cash, homie.
Boost it, baby. Boost it, baby. All right, Rex. The last one. Your Lions. Zadarius Smith has 8 sacks this season. He needs 2 sacks tonight against the Vikings for $250,000. Rex,
that's
straight
tough.
cash or no cash, homie?
Well, I got to say this first off. Look at the money right
Got
here.
his own
When
money.
I say the man has, look, he's
got his own money.
Are you kidding me? And because of this is not my money. This is Moss's money. He has to get him. Zadarius has to get the 2 sacks if the Lions are going to win. And so you know what? Hell yeah, straight cash, homie. Yes, Moss. There goes your cash, Moss. Because while your Vikings are going down, Zadarius is gonna close it out on you. Forget it, Moss. I love you, but not today. Not today, Moss.
I want to live in the country where Randy Moss's face is on the money. That's the country.